The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
Sorry.
No, we're good.
Now we're live.
Hey, everybody, the full gang's all here.
Hey, welcome back to Mystery of the Silver Fleet. We are all here.
Hooray.
So, recap for those of you who weren't in part of that last session, most of you were. We started off our adventure by going towards the Elven Communication Array, where the party had to stop at a Maw station because you were going from this part of space to this part of space, which is billions of light years of distance. So a Maw was the only option. And so, unless, of course, you wanted to die of age before you got there. But, you know, so a Maw was the only real viable option. So after a trip at the Maw station, where some of you did a side quest that we'll cover later, and the rest of you did some shopping and then went on a Maw portal trip, you ended up at the Elven Communications Array. And thanks to brilliant strategies and poor dice rolls on the part of the virus replacer, you managed to get past the giant railgun and many auto turrets that the Elven Communications Array had as its defensive capabilities. Your expert strategy and the replacer's cursed red dice of doom are what led you into that station, because it rolled a 1 both times, and it actually had a really high bonus to its check. But you guys rolled so high, I needed to roll a high number to even see you. Yeah, good on you guys for succeeding there. And you got in, and after a heated battle, managed to take out the virus replacer, who the party learned could mimic their abilities just by having seen them. So, a dangerous feat for such a dangerous opponent. And it was quite meaty, as one would expect a replacer to be, since they are known to be quite hardy and difficult to kill. The whole party managed to take it down, though, and it left the station after they killed it, but then when they turned it on, the virus replacer was still technically there, but not there, and left the station of its own accord digitally, since it was no longer physically there. One advantage of a virus replacer in its own sake is that it's in two places, physical and digital. The party managed to separate it from the digital part by shutting down the system to kill its physical body, which worked out for them because then they didn't have to deal with turrets and all that other stuff, which, by the way, would have been a really tough fight since it could control turrets.
Yeah, we really fucked it over by just forcing it to come to us and not just go to it.
Right. It had a circle of turrets it wired into that room that it was in. And if you had gone into the room to fight it there, you would have fought it and a circle of turrets. So props to you for having bypassed that entire fight, because I all had it planned out in my head, and I was like, but if they use strategy, they won't do this. So I was banking on somebody thinking ahead and bringing the fight to them.
If they're not dumbasses, then they'll do this right.
Right, yeah. So I actually banked on you being a little more intelligent about it, and I'm glad that you were, because that would have been a very, very, very dangerous fight otherwise. But you did manage to defeat it, only to find out that the Elven Communications Array, built by humans long ago, requires a quantum chip to work, and the quantum chip was damaged. Shocker. And so now the party happens to know where to get a spare quantum chip, because all Redlock bases are built with quantum chips. So you happen to know where one is. Sure, it's glazed over in a mile of ice or so, but that's a small detail to compare to the fact that you know exactly where to go to get it. So you return to the ring world that you call home, and that is where we will pick up this part of the adventure. So Quetzalli and Meriel, you did some side quest at the Maw station and met the party back up in the spaceship on the way back, because Captain Cobble was piloting the freighter while the party jumped into smaller ships to get over to the communications array. You guys were with Captain Cobble, of course. So you haven't really seen the party or known how dangerous their fight was. Do you see them all come back and they look pretty haggard from a fight? They don't look injured thanks to Eisen's healing, but they look pretty haggard from a fight. And that's when you all kind of go through the Maw Station the other way now and go back to the ring world and kind of get a chance to talk for a little bit before you get there. So we'll pick up there, and that's where all of you kind of have a chance to speak a little bit or talk to each other on the way back to the ring world.
Those replacers sure seem to be quite a menace.
What happened to you guys? It looks like you just went through a... I don't even know what they say you went through.
War zone?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of, we did.
A lot of them have like dried blood coming from their ears or their noses.
Should we go see Dr. Tepesh?
That'll be fine.
She's a bit far away anyways.
Okay.
Perhaps I should. Oh, wait, never mind. She's married.
You're not playing Chillanther in this game.
Aren't you like a monk or something that isn't supposed to anyway?
Not in my vows.
Well, that's good to know. So they got that wrong in the movie too.
Yeah.
Movie?
I think just we need some rest.
Okay.
And a long one.
Well, if it's any, I don't know if this is helpful at all, but when Meriel and I were out doing our own thing for a little bit there, we kind of ran into some dude who wore a combat suit, kind of like yours, Eisen. But like, also kind of like, alive. Like it was all moving like ooze.
So like
hers? Like hers.
Yeah, Talurra points to
like Helix's.
Helix's.
Yeah.
What about me?
I don't know. There's some dude who had like they had a suit that was like kind of like yours because it was all moving and alive and oozy, but like bulkier, like Eisen's. Like you could probably punch through a wall.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
And blast through a wall.
Since these missions with you all seem to be more combat intensive than I expected, perhaps I should head over to a 3D printer and see what kind of armor I could have on.
It is an option. You do have mineral scrap sitting in the hold.
Ah, darn it. The printer clogged. I gotta go fix it. Oh, wait. This isn't really...
They've actually
Thankfully, 3D printers using nanobots fixed the clog problem.
What if a nanobot
They only clog once every 5 prints.
Wow, it's so advanced.
It's been 2,000 years, and they now only jam 5 times.
Wow,
5 prints.
It's future and service still sucks. But
Just
anyway.
be careful, we're low on cyan.
Not the cyan. That's the most expensive.
Okay,
so
so
gonna go down for a long rest.
If I go to hypothetically
If I
get armor and stuff, what would that all entail? Because money doesn't really seem to be a thing in this campaign.
If you're just going to print it using mineral scrap that the party has lying around from other ventures that you have, because the party does have mineral scrap in the party treasure.
How much do we have?
Somebody has written down. You can print any basic item from the Dark Matter book as far as like armor goes. Weapons, you can make some of the basic ones, but none of the advanced stuff.
Okay, I'll look at that while other people do things.
I have it in the chat somewhere pinned, I think.
I'll search it there too.
Yeah, survival gear, there it is. It's like one of the first
Okay.
pins. We have, once it loads, holy crap. I don't have scrap to put on there. How do I not have scrap put on there? Could have sworn I had scrap put on there. It's so weird.
Sorry, private messages. All right.
Oh, yeah.
And a much bruised and battered travel back, and loud, of course. All of you who fought the Ryer's replacer, there's still a bit of tinnitus going on. The healing Eisen did healed, but the tinnitus is kind of long term.
Healing is temporary.
Yeah.
Tinnitus is forever.
Tinnitus is forever. Yes. And when you get back to the ring world in the distance, there you see the welcome bay of the hangar waiting for you to park. It seems a long time since you've been back home, even though it didn't necessarily actually end up being a long time. It just certainly feels that way. It's been a very long couple days worth of time. All right. And waiting for you in the hangar is some of the other people who live in the ring world, a large compatriot of other people that normally show up and give thanks to you for allowing them to live in your ring world, because you guys technically own the place. And they're just thankful because they were refugees from the war zone or from some other horrible atrocity that the Saint, what was the name of that other vessel? The Saint
Vincent.
Vincent, thank you. I was like, it's a word. It's gone now. Thank you, Saint Vincent. The Saint Vincent also brings refugees here as well, so that they stay here. That and part of the agreements. So.
All right.
All right, so okay, so it was pinned the mineral thing, right?
Mineral scrap. Yep.
Okay. Would I be able to... 10, how much? Okay, so I was wanting to make a hexaplate suit, which is the equivalent of half plate, the best medium armor you can get. And we have 10 mineral scrap. Would I be able to do that? And if so, how much of that scrap would I need? It's worth, in normal D&D, it's 750 gold, 40 pounds.
You'd need maybe 4 mineral scrap.
Okay, then there you go. I'm going to remove that from the...
All right, subtract 4 mineral scrap from the party's mineral scrap treasury. And...
Okay.
And you have your armor. It's printed nearly instantly once the scrap is absorbed by the printer.
Okay.
Why does it look
A
like
cloud.
a little toy boat?
It's pretty decent armor, but does not really provide much leg protection besides some greaves.
So it looks like the breastplates that the Mandalorians wore.
Yeah, but it's got like
It's
a hex.
Provides a great deal of upper body protection, but there's nothing for your legs.
It has like a hexagon like patterns.
It's just you got boots on.
Because it says it's a hex
You
plate.
got boots on, and your upper thighs might be protected a little, but the rest of you, nah, totally open for like any possible knife wound or blaster shot, grenades, whatever.
Punch in
But
the
your upper thighs
kidneys.
are protected. Only the front half of your upper thighs, though, not the back half. Where,
So what you're saying
stab you
is
from
it's
behind.
lacrosse goalie gear.
Yeah, it's exactly
It
like
protects you
lacrosse goalie.
decently from the front. Back, you get fucking murdered. And
Right,
It's the worst
yeah.
fucking thing ever. I know from
Right,
playing goalie. That fucking hurts.
It's exactly like lacrosse goalie gear
And
with a combination of a breastplate.
No, lacrosse goalie gear, you have a breastplate.
See, it's the same thing.
Sorry, for box lacrosse, you got you're pretty much just you got the front is like completely covered, and then you turn slightly sideways, and everything is pain.
Yep. Anyway, but
how much mineral scrap would it be to print out another laser sword hilt? Don't have the power source, of course. That's special, and I need to go to a specific planet for that.
It would take one.
Okay. Then I'll remove that from our mineral scrap, and I will just put like laser sword hilt in my inventory.
Mm-hmm. All right. Does anyone else say anything else before we get into the
Talurra's
Oh,
next
yeah.
part of the venture?
That guy with the weird oozy suit, I'm pretty sure he was supposed to be dead. Like, I remember hearing something about him being dead.
Where did you meet that guy?
You mean the
Uh,
guy that we saw the other day?
yeah. I mean, we were just sneaking around, and then we saw him, but, like, I think he's supposed to be, like, a dead mercenary or something.
Not just any dead mercenary, a legendary dead mercenary, according to Meriel's research, because Meriel succeeded that check.
The kind of legendary mercenary that we would have hoped would be dead, so we wouldn't run into him.
I know nothing
one
about
who-
legendary mercenaries.
The one who specialized in taking jobs that involve mass murder.
So a great guy. Got it.
Yeah,
I
wonderful
see.
individual. You also learned something else about him.
Wait, is this an Aversa assassin?
Whee!
God, I'm glad it's not.
Mercenary assassin that specializes in mass murder sounds like an Aversa to me.
I don't
Not
know. I
only
feel, like
that.
I feel like it's too controlled, Hera. They were able to come back and talk about it being there.
No, we didn't fuck with that guy.
If it was an Eversur assassin, that you don't need to fuck with them. You're just dead if you see them.
Although I think it is pertinent to understand that he's also a captain of the Silver Fleet.
Title draw.
And
That's concerning.
so I doubt that'll be the last time we see him again. So we should probably be prepared for an encounter.
Okay, so since that guy is supposedly a captain, do know actually maybe something about him?
Oh,
The fact that he is a captain now is irrelevant to who he was. So not really.
Okay.
But your friends did learn that he didn't just have a fleet. The word he specifically used was prepare the armada.
Oh,
Not
no.
fleet. Armada.
Oh, Lord.
So kind of sounds like before you go after the cosmic ooze, you may need to recover some or recruit some allies of your own to
We need
fight.
to become the king of pirates before we can fight him.
I
Something
mean,
like
from what we know, there's still a bunch of people like on ice on that planet, right?
I mean,
Mhm.
also, to point out too, we also need to upgrade the dark matter drive with a quantum chip as well. We need
So
to
you need two quantum chips.
we need to modify sensors to sense masses of nanobots, and we need to currently we're doing the other part, which is fixing the ECA.
Mhm.
We also need to massively upgrade our ships, or need more of them.
Yes, a lot more of them because you need to face an armada, and you have 4 ships,
Or massively upgrade them.
two fighters, and 4 ships.
Hold on. Of course, the German is pushing for less quantity, more quality. We will make we will make sea tanks and
In
roll over our
space?
enemy.
I mean, we're in space. If we can outspeed them and just have more range, then we win.
The German,
Spoken like a true German.
the German declares space blitzkrieg.
No. What I declared was the space runaway war, I guess.
No, you're literally just creating space blitzkrieg, Hera.
No,
if we
I said
outgun them and outrun them. We don't need to worry
outgun and
about
outrun them, so you can
that's
just
literally
kite
part
them.
of blitzkrieg, Hera. It's literally blitzkrieg.
Just kite them.
That's literally Blitzkrieg.
Fuck off.
I love you.
All right. So you've learned that very disturbing bit of information from your friends, who discovered that this captain of the Silver Fleet is in fact quite the problem that you may have to face down later. So that disturbing bit of news out of the way, you do know that you are prepping to return to the frozen world that you left behind to recover a quantum chip from the Redlock base that is there.
All right, so we should try and we're gonna try and assume and try to get as many people out of that place as possible too. Right? What's to everyone else?
Yeah, you know that there's still a very large number of people frozen there.
Yeah,
we got a big ship
may
now.
Need some recovery.
So how
you have quite
thick
a large
is the,
number of other ships too.
How thick is the sheet of ice?
About a mile.
Okay, so I assume it's too much for the Rocinante to punch through with
you
the
could technically punch through it, but you don't want to damage the facility that's still keeping the people alive. So you might need some sort of heat weapon, which I think one of your ships has, which is the Rocinante, I do believe.
We also have the drill, though.
Well, the Rocinante can damage the ice block itself, but you may need to use the Rocinate's heat weapons. It has like flame weapons that flame mega weapons, I do believe, that you can use to damage the ice.
I just like
wouldn't it be possible to adjust like the power output of any laser weapons we have too to help with that as well?
Yeah, you could use some laser weapons from some of the other craft, but you may not want to load the freighter down with too many other ships, simply because you may need that space for refugees from the...
I mean, all it fails is just pull the ships out, though, and fly them.
Right. You can park them in the hangar here at the Ring World, bring the Rocinante and maybe both the fighters, because the fighters have their own little sections they can park in. There's 4 fighter bays in the freighter that you can park fighters in, and you're only using 2 of them. So you could bring both the fighters and the Rocinante and still have tons of hangar space for the refugees and other scrap you might find.
So much room for activities.
Exactly. We can also stuff the people inside our ships and then stuff the ship into the big freighter.
It's just fucking Russian stacking doll them.
Yes.
Basically.
Well, I've got my new suit and my lucky scarf, so I'm ready to go.
Is there enough room for some of us to get in a good friendly game of Frisbee?
There is a lot of room in this freighter if you take ships out of it.
Why does it sound like a threat?
Well, because my new weapons are chakrams. So.
Yeah. The danger frisbee.
Okay, Xenia. Okay, Xenia. Okay. Well, I'll take the Rocinante and start melting.
Yeah, let's head there, I guess.
Right. A brief trip out, you reach the very frozen block of ice that was formerly a moon-like planet with a small atmosphere that is now a mile-thick sheet of ice thanks to a neutron bomb that was detonated by the Redlock facility. An extended period of time later, after just really unloading weaponry into this thing, it takes probably almost 24 hours to get through all the ice with the weapons you have, just because it is a mile of ice.
Well, perfect time.
Actually get down into it as opposed to just a hole, because you need to get people out of there. So you need to kind of build a ramp in there to get them out.
Perfect time to play Frisbee.
I mean, Helix would suggest perfect time to like binge watch a bunch of TV shows you missed out on. So, yeah.
Oh, I haven't.
If anyone's if anyone's basically were to visit Helix during this time on the bridge, it would just be like lounging there in the pilot's chair. On one like monitor, she has like all of the stuff, like the process of like the tunneling basically, and on the other one like some some sitcom or something like that.
Just like a sitcom or something.
Yeah.
Attack of Squidmar 19. This one's a good one.
So where is the sun in this system, and what type of sun is it?
This particular solar system here looks like many solar systems out there. It is a red dwarf star. Many of the planets here look like maybe at one point they were livable and habitable, but after the planet or the sun went supernova and became a red dwarf, pretty much everything's just a floating rock.
That's not how it works. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's how this one worked.
It's how it worked on Krypton, apparently.
But, you know, the rest of the planets, there's like the remains of a gas giant that's been like fireballed. And a lot of other like just really scraggly looking moons that look like somebody mined the shit out of them already. There's not much left on the moons. You do note that this planet, having the Redlock base on it, probably had a lot of Redlock drones. So some of the damage done to the other planets is probably the Redlock facility using its drones to mine shit out of the other planets there. So
Yeah.
Just
Quetzalli's all
snapping the-
excited at first. Like she's like, all right, let's go save these people, and like stands on the ramp to look heroic. So the scar's flowing behind her, and then the wind actually hits her, and she's like, oh, screw this, it's cold.
Yeah,
and goes and
that's
hangs out with,
right.
and goes and
No,
hangs out with Helix on the
I'll-
bridge.
Alternatively, I imagine like she's like on the bridge and it's like it starts like the whole process of Helix like starting the whole thing. And she puts on a show in the background, and meanwhile like Quet stands there like hands on her hips, all heroically, and then like, let's save these people. Continues to stand there, and
3
continues to stand
hours
there, and then just like,
later.
how long will this take? Then Helix take from the background. Well, about at least 20 hours, probably
Oh.
more.
Okay. Hey, you want to watch some fucking anime?
Fuck yeah, what are we watching?
Oh, jeez.
You just hear nerds from Talurra.
Whatever.
You know, you can have fun and join us.
What's
24
an
hours, you
anime?
might get through one saga of DBZ.
That's true.
You're watching a Dumb Gun. It's a mecha anime. Very popular.
I think
Oh,
we have
we're
enough.
if we're gonna watch Mecha, we're gonna watch fucking Sun Defender Dogorum.
I was about to say we may have enough time to get through like one season of Two Piece.
Ah, yes.
At least.
Two-piece.
Maybe.
That sounds like a fan service show.
It gets better after episode 3900.
Yeah, the way they
Yeah,
After
those
the
first two
episode is much
seasons.
better.
I mean, it's a good show. It's just the way that they draw women in that show really trips me up. So I'm like,
Jesus.
Everything
I-
before episode
How good your
3900
story is.
is a filler arc.
And that's why it's the only good episode. And 20 hours later of killing time watching all sorts of different broadcasts that you can still kind of pick up from. So you know the Ring World has backlogs of all sorts of stuff, and you most likely have some of that kind of streamed through the Ring World's services because
I mean,
Overseer is
just
awesome
download
like
it to
that.
the ship's computers, like just download
Right,
like
exactly.
a movie database basically. And
Yeah,
just do
exactly.
that.
So you've watched a bunch of that, most of which you offloaded from the Ring World because they've got a database of thousands of years of different shows from different genres and species and stuff from all over the verse. You finally managed to get to the door of the facility, which you did close when you left so that it wouldn't kill everyone inside. So
Mhm.
it is still closed, thankfully, and does not look as though the neutron blast penetrated the door.
Sweet.
All right.
Wow, we did something right.
Well,
Or the
That's
facility was built sturdy, one of the two.
Both.
yeah.
Thank
Well, I would say
this is one of those vault doors.
It is.
land the ship and establish an environmental seal around the door, and then open it.
All right. After doing that, the door finally opens, and a welcome dark corridor with many blinking lights lines up. You know the entrance of this was a small entranceway of like a 20 by 20 room, and then beyond that, a very large, massive hallway facility, almost a hallway-like huge room filled with cryo banks. So there's lots of them, thousands. And a lot of them are still frozen. So this is the painstakingly slow process because you have to assess them and then unthaw the ones that are ready to be unthawed and then find out how long it takes for the other ones to be unthawed. So this is where it takes even longer. However, while that's happening, a group of people can be doing that pretty simply. While that's happening, another group of people is going to have to go take the quantum chip using a tech check out of the computer.
All right. So here's the
who's
question:
got the technology skills?
Who has high tech or data? Wouldn't it be data or
Delgar?
technology.
Noel floating around in her fighter like, boy, I hope they don't need me.
I have an okay data and technology both.
I have a +5.
I'm proficient in both, and also 19 intelligence. So maybe.
Yeah, I have a +5 to both to technology, so Talurra can be a help.
I guess I have a +7 to technology, but I have a +1 to data.
I mean, data probably shouldn't matter. I think it's only technology.
I have +6 to both.
I need 4 people to give me tech checks for the cryobanks, and 1 person to give me a tech check for the quantum chip.
All right.
I'll go for the quantum chip.
Delgar's going for the quantum chip.
Before we take out this ship, Helix would actually like to try and find any information that might be still here about the experiments they did here. Maybe something, for example, when she's been specifically about her and when she's been taken because she has no fucking clue.
Sure. Yep. Give me a data check.
That's a 21, I believe. Let me double check.
21.
Yes, 21.
You find a log done as if someone were running a series of experiments, like a checklist of just tons of people that were here. Some of the information listed is about you, but not a lot of it. It looks as though the Redlock facility itself managed to save you and your friend that is now also you, and did the experiments that it did on you, recorded them, but it seems as though perhaps it's done these experiments before with your species and with the species of your friend that is also you now. So this type of experiment looks routine for this facility, as if it's tried this several times to failure. It lists that your success was its first success out of 4.6 million sacrifices.
Oh, wow.
Acceptable losses.
Actually, that is listed afterwards. Acceptable losses.
So one Helix will like separate everything that she, when she name searched herself, will separate that out. And she'll also like just download everything she finds because there's probably a lot more people here that want answers. So
just download
whatever she can get them.
A lot more. The 100 that you saved plus the thousands more that are still here.
Yeah, and they probably like, if they want answers, then they can like what they find there is like.
Right.
Yeah.
This does give you some answers as to Helix's background, but it still leaves some gray area. You're still unclear how long you were here. You can do the math yourself and try to figure it out, of course, but there's no real detailed time of when you were taken. It looks like that information has actually been redacted.
All right.
And it's same with the rest of the creatures here. All of the time frames that everything was taken, all of the species that are here, all list as redacted. And the information is unrecoverable.
All right. Yeah, I'll take that.
All right. You have a giant pile of information about this particular Redlock facility. And if I remember correctly, this Redlock facility was run by RL6 or 5. I can't remember which Redlock was.
It was 6 or 5, yeah.
One of the other. I can't remember.
I'm going to go with 6.
All right.
Anyway, You do manage to get that bit of information there. You don't find anything else really useful. There's a lot of other medical experimentation data here that you got as well, listing all sorts of crazy things that were done. Every single solitary person that came in at this facility had that same redlock chip installed into them, the biochip that you have, as well as the biochip that Talurra has, and the biochip that Nox has. All list as though they've had that in here. It does not list the procedure or how to remove it. All that information has also been redacted.
Of course, that is.
As they said, in,
It does list
as they
that the
said in
facility-
chat, check out all this redacted.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to post that meme now.
You also note that a great deal of information about how the chip functions has also been redacted.
All right. Well, on to free some
But
people, I
it
guess.
does list some stuff, so you got some information, and you got something that might be helpful to a lot of the other people that were here and are here. There's a big block of information about Talurra here as well.
Without like reading really into it, like Helix will just like put that on a like separate data stick and just give it to Talurra. It's like, this might interest you. It's what I found here on the computer about you.
She'll look at that and kind of just pocket it for now. And she's going to go back to helping going to help with the other checks.
Yes.
Because
so those of you working on the cryo banks that are going to do some tech checks, go ahead and give me those. Scotty, what did you get?
I haven't
Or
rolled
down.
yet. I was waiting.
Oh, go ahead.
I only got 18.
Okay. You're only 18. Deftly removes the quantum chip with ease and doesn't even damage any of the really tiny pins that are on it. So you've successfully removed the quantum chip. Nothing else seems to happen when you remove it, so it doesn't look like it turned anything off or deactivate any subsystems that are running right now. Everything's running off of emergency power. You would guess all of these cryo banks have their own nuclear diamond batteries that are running them, so they probably run for quite a long period of time without really needing anything else.
I got a 17 for mine.
Okay. Anyone else helping with cryo banks?
Oh yeah. 14.
Okay. Anyone else?
We're the only nerds. Yay.
Yeah.
It's funny because my character doesn't even have proficiency. She just has ridiculously high intelligence.
I have a very average intelligence, and I think Quetzalli knows that, so she's probably like, I'm gonna just.
I'm
stand
smart
over
enough to
here."
know I'm not good enough to do this.
Well, I'm assuming some of the people that aren't helping unthaw the cryo vaults are helping the people get out of the cryo vats. So
yeah, I'd assume so.
we'll go with that.
Yeah,
Since you're not
that's-
helping turn them on or dethaw them.
That's what's happening. Is every time someone gets out of the cryo bank, it's just Quetzalli like, "Hello, welcome to the future.
Welcome to
Welcome
Earth.
to consciousness.
Here's a flyer if you'd
And
like
here's
a
some
vacation,
clothes.
and here's a spacesuit. Bathrooms right down to the left.
Yep.
They do the Austin
rest
of
Powers
you need to-
bathroom break.
No, you need to
Yeah.
give all of them a towel. That's important.
Yes.
Towel is
The
very
facility
important.
is equipped with a vast amount of clothing, most of which are life suits or emergency suits to be used by nearly every living thing here. So there's a very large amount of clothing. There are showers to clean and bathe in, and a very nice facility for using the any other form of restroom activity you may need to do. They're very nice, very well kept, very, very clean. There's a tiny drone in the corner that anytime any mess is made, it moves over and cleans up the mess and moves back to the corner. It looks just like that tiny robot from WALL-E, but it can move up all the surfaces. The tiny cleaning robot from WALL-E. I think Mo was his name.
Oh, is there like a room or something like that, or probably more like a vault where like the possessions of everyone who was like brought here were kept? Or was that just like all burnt away or thrown out?
It's funny you should ask that. You look around for a storage facility of some kind where maybe some sort of artifacts of some kind or some interesting items of the people who used to be here or were taken here is kept. And the only thing you find is 47 mineral scrap.
Add it to the
kept
horde.
in separate boxes.
Well, so much for my rabbit.
Looks like the
bobblehead.
facility literally ripped everything into mineral scrap that anyone else had.
That tracks.
Helix was hoping to find her bobblehead. She had like a little bobblehead she put in the cockpit.
Oh,
but
I
so
thought
much
I'm not
anymore.
gonna lie. I thought you said her bottle hat. Like what? Is
No,
a bottle hat?
No bobblehead.
Bobblehead.
I know what you're saying now, but like,
Since I got the chip, Dalgar, once knowing about the mineral scrap, will be like, well, that'd be very useful for those that were unfreezing. They might need some new items printed and whatnot. And he helps get literally all of that. So how much was it again?
Okay. 47 mineral scrap.
Okay.
There was also 14 organic scrap, and you really don't want to know where that came from.
14
corpse
organic.
starch.
Yep. Organic scrap is used to make food. It is taken from any organic item, including corpses.
Ah, some
It's
good old
corpse.
soil.
So a guess would be if someone like was taken here and had a pet.
And the
Let's
grim,
not think about
That would
that
be
too
the
much.
G-rated version of what happened, yes.
in the grim dark future, there's only organic scrap.
No,
Yes.
the reason is why they.
I think that's just a
why-
nickname for the Imperial Guard.
The
Organic
reason is because
scrap.
any humanoid would be too valuable as a test subject to be just like wasted.
I mean, either they're useful as a test subject or they're useful to be repurposed.
Uh-huh. You do note that since most of the main power is off from this building, your printer on your spaceship is the one that's doing the printing. The one that's in this facility is powered down. So you can only assume that that printer from this facility was the one that ripped everything into scrap. It's a fairly large industrial printer. It looks really, really, really old, much like a lot of the tech that's in this building.
Could I
I
try?
have to go use the little universes room.
Okay.
All right,
Okay. Role play amongst yourself.
Roger.
So I print out 20 full plate armors.
Start selling them.
To
Sell
who?
them for mineral scrap. Infinite mineral scrap.
But that does bring up that does bring up a good point. For the survivors or whatnot, if we like start going leadership roles and have our own army, we have mineral scrap for making guns and ammo and shit.
Yep. Granted, I don't think we'll need much in the way of guns and ammo as much as we'll need ship-based weaponry. Because
So
all else fails. If we have to siege a planet, we just do it the easy way and just bomb them from orbit.
Yeah, we should print out some stuff to add to our ships, like an arcane cannon.
Hera, are you getting just, oh god, Vex is just going to do the thing she always does with Stellaris? No survivors. Wreck the planet.
Oh,
I honestly thought you were gonna. Oh, sorry.
No,
I
you're
didn't mean
fine.
to talk over you.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just making a dumb joke.
I am all about that indiscriminate bombing campaigns on planets in Stellaris.
I was gonna make the same kind of joke. It's the Omnigel loop from Mass Effect.
Yep. I know that one.
Good loop.
Very good loop.
Nope.
I love how they addressed it in Mass Effect too.
How dare they?
I meant like in character.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
They have the
Also-
conversation.
Yes, I love
I told Hera I refuse to play Mass Effect 2 until they release, or 2 in the Legendary Edition, until they release the thing that lets you romance Jack as a female character. Because they did a mod for that in the original game.
Still so weird to me.
It's so weird. It's ridiculous. There's no way Jack is straight.
Okay, no, absolutely not. She was just, okay.
I know. Oh no, Hera,
I'm
we've
not going
talked
to
about
go
this.
into it. I'm not going to go into it.
We've already
So-
talked about this. She
That-
isn't straight canonically, just BioWare and Activision are cowards.
That begs the question, though: is there a female romanceable option for Tali in the works?
As a mod,
No.
probably.
Yeah, as a mod, probably.
Well,
Yeah, as a
Okay,
mod.
so here's the thing. Actually, I think it might not be like, I don't think it's BioWare.
Okay.
I
sorry.
could see it coming
Activision.
from way, no, not Activision either.
We're talking about gay
EA.
ships in Mass Effect.
Oh,
EA.
yeah, yeah.
It might actually be Microsoft.
Well,
Because back then when they when Mass Effect 1 was dragged, they didn't just drag the game, they dragged the entire Xbox.
That's
They
the
they
Xbox.
literally had a whole 20-minute segment
yeah.
where the
sex
entire
box.
time at the bottom it said sex box the entire time. And I could totally see, because it's completely out of character basically for BioWare to not have a queer romance in a game ever since the first fucking Knights of the Old
KOTOR.
Republic.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe EA, pressure from
Yeah.
EA, or pressure from Microsoft
both.
to EA. Yeah, I think that might have been the thing.
I'd wager on EA more than Microsoft, because like Microsoft sucks, but like they're very hands off most of the time, unless it's
Yeah.
Halo.
All right, back to Quest of the Quantum
Yeah.
Rose.
All right.
Speaking of
Wrong.
actual romanceable lesbians.
Wrong game.
Wrong Dark Matter, but you still Dark Matter. So, Dalgar, you were saying something before the universe was interrupted. No? Okay, great.
Right.
Dalgar has
No,
to
I
come.
remember now.
Okay.
How much of whatever kind of scrap would we need to make things for our ship?
To make a part that you need, you could make pretty much anything. The only thing you can't make is a quantum chip.
Or a dark matter engine, probably.
Or a dark matter drive. Yeah, you have to upgrade those. You can make the parts though, if you wanted to divide off another section, make a desk, make some wiring, make a new radar system. If someone succeeded on a high enough technology check, I would even allow you to possibly use enough scrap to make the scanner that you need to scan for nanobots. If you got a high enough technology check.
Which ship are
Because you
we
need
on?
a special scanner.
Which ship are we on currently?
You brought the freighter and the Rocinante. So the freighter is the one that's docked with the base right now,
Yeah.
because it's
Okay.
the one that holds the most amount of things or people.
Okay, I doubt we could do this one because it's literally one of the most expensive ship upgrades. Would we be able to get repair drones? Like, how hypothetically, how much would it be of scrap? Would it be for repair drones? Because that one's 10,000 gold in the dark matter thing.
Do-do-do-do.
Also, we could make a captain's chair, which is hilarious. Like, the only thing is equally as expensive as the repair drones is an AI core. Just to give you an idea of what level that's
But you
supposed to
don't
be.
really
Wait, I
have
thought
an
the
AI
the
in
captain's chair was just expensive. Does it do anything, the captain's chair, or is it
Yeah,
just like
It's
a
a
leather
very comfortable
captain's
chair.
It helps in combat.
Just
Instead of taking an action, if you're playing the captain role to do things that the captain role does, it only takes your bonus action.
okay.
So we haven't dealt with a lot of ship combat yet. We're actually in that part of the
Mhm.
campaign now that you're 10th level. I do have a ton of ship combat stuff. I'm leading up to it and stuff now that everyone's got some cool stuff that might be nice to use. And possibly some dark matter stuff that would be neat to use as well. So
It's
we'll get to the ship combat stuff. It's a bit different. Everyone has a role they can play based on the ship, and you can actually do something to help the combat. So it's neat that everyone gets to do something instead of just the captain firing the guns and everyone else saying, I lounge around.
it's page 166 if you're looking for it.
My strategy has been put in the chat.
Oh no.
I honestly didn't realize that was yours and immediately thought Eisen had posted that.
I mean, if the ship has, I think it's arcane cannon, where you can like
I don't
cast
have any
spells
spells
through
that
it.
I don't have any spells that would be able to go through
No,
it.
we need.
You don't
we
have
need
that
to the
punching spell?
Krieg.
Ugh.
We need
But
to
that
have the
I
requires me
have
to make
the
him.
punching
That
spell,
require the
so-
punching spell requires me to make a melee attack.
No, see what we do is we get like a couple of walkers and we hide them behind bushes, and then we use the Krieg strategy of just jumping fucking walkers on people.
Or the Anakin
Krieg?
strategy, so you can make it use in space. So you hide your walkers in an asteroid field, lure the enemy into the
far as
asteroid
I'm
field.
aware,
and then-
Anakin
I think
strategy,
the
murdering
only
infants.
craft you have that has an arcane cannon is the
Mesmer.
Mesmer.
No.
What does the
Mesmers.
arcane cannon do
The arcane
exactly?
cannon lets you channel spells through the ship.
So it upscales.
So if you have like
the,
a
it
mega
upscale-
spell, if you have a mega spell that your class gets, you can cast the mega spell. You have to have an arcane cannon to cast the mega spell.
Oh
so
wow!
with the right. So with the
I thought you
Mesmer
could cast
Mark
a
II,
mega
you can
spell no
actually
matter what.
cast the arcane the epic spell through the mega spell through the cannon.
And I think it upgrades it because you should be able to cast mega spells no matter what.
I'm reading it right now. Mega spells you can cast no matter what.
Yeah.
Arcane
Okay,
cannon, strictly only for evocation spells. It turns them into the mega version. So essentially, it multiplies the damage by 100 and like everything by 100. Damage, range,
I
size
see,
of the
I see.
spell.
It converts
This mega damage
out
is just times
evocation.
100.
But you have to be
it
targeting
ups-
a mega size target or something like that.
A planet is technically a mega sized target.
If the spell's cast through the arcane cannon targeting a ship calls for a saving throw, the pilot makes the saving throw on behalf of the ship itself. Abilities like evasion don't affect these type of saving throws. So if you cast fireball through there, essentially, you couldn't evade a fireball, a mega fireball.
That's pretty good.
That's 10,000.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Dark Matter Gold. So.
The repair drones actually, despite their incredible cost in the Dark Matter book, don't seem as though they would be as like backbreakingly broken as you would imagine. So I could say you could probably use maybe 15 mineral scrap to make the repair drones if you succeed the technology check. If you fail, you've wasted them.
Actually,
I mean, you have to rip them apart again.
15 mineral scrap, you said?
Yeah. You guys have quite a bit of mineral scrap now.
You know what? Fuck it, I'll try it. So what was that? Like a repair check or what?
Technology.
Technology. All right.
Yeah.
Damn, the railgun.
Delgar
20
needs to
mega
right.
force damage.
Come on, Delgar needs a new pair of shoes.
1.
14.
Doesn't quite work the way you wanted it to.
Shit. I'll say that's like what I spent. Like, that would take quite a lot of time, so I'm not gonna do it
Hey,
again.
what did you roll?
Tech.
14. He got a 14 tech check.
Oh, okay. You instead of repair drones, you just made a bunch of mate drones.
You just made those automatic
I was thinking the
vacuum
training.
cleaners.
Oh, I was thinking the training drones in Star Wars, where they get like the
make
blind.
a-
Roombas.
You made like a bunch of drones, and they just like they do like they repair the ship, but they just like clean the outside of the hull. Constantly.
Yeah, they put a fresh coat of paint on it, and that's it.
We made
It's a
space
fresh coat
Roombas.
of paint.
Space Roombas. That's I couldn't think of
Roombas.
I couldn't think of Roomba.
Space Roombas. Oh my god,
You
yes.
just drive along the outside of the ship and scrape off the dust.
Do what we
put a
do,
fresh
do what we
coat of
do
paint.
then.
The
Okay.
second
Catch a
the part of the
Glock
ship even
to the
tilts a
top
little
of
bit,
the
the,
Oh,
the space
then they
Roomba just
become
goes
Doombas.
into space.
Yeah.
It just drifts off.
Alt, I'm glad you and I are on the same page
Yeah,
with
you
that
just
one.
attach a Glock to the top of the Roomba,
It
and when
becomes a
it,
Doomba.
and when it hits the wall, it's like playing Russian roulette, but dangerous.
Russian roulette wasn't dangerous.
I mean, there's a 1 in 5 chance it's dangerous, but that's a better option than 1 in 1.
Well, yeah. All right. The refugee saving takes quite a large amount of time. The amount of people plus the amount of time it takes for the cryopods to unfreeze people, plus the time it takes for people to recover to get to the point where some of them can even walk and move around again. And some of them are quadrupeds, so it takes even longer. So it takes.
Are there Elcor? Are there Elcor?
Sure.
I love the Elcor.
They are great.
There's a few.
Genuine
Just genuine
enthusiasm.
excitement.
I love the Elcor. They talk so
Yeah,
cool.
This hands down my favorite.
Genuine
I can't disagree there.
enthusiasm. Thank you for saving me, human.
Yeah, exactly like that. I freaking love
Barely
this guy.
contain fear.
Yeah.
Bluffing.
Where
I
are
go
we?
all in.
God, I'd love to if there like I know there's a Mass Effect RPG. I would absolutely make a fucking Elcor gambler. That'd be so funny.
There was at PAX, I think, that it was like a board game they were making.
They are there is a few hacks that I
Yeah,
think are an
there's-
original,
There's
like
no official
original.
one.
I think
There's
an
no
official one
official
they talked about making.
I want to try that. I want to try the hack and Halo Mythic at some point. But anyway,
It takes about 2-3 days altogether to get these people unfrozen and to a point where they can safely move around, just from the sheer number of them that are here. And there's only 3 nerds here to operate the pods, and everyone else is kind of playing catch up with all the people stumbling around and trying to figure out. So it's a lot of coordination with a lot of people that haven't been coordinated on their own feet in a long time. So it takes quite a while, but it does get done in about 3 days altogether. So a day melting the ice, 3 days getting all the people out. Not too bad for a
Yeah, could
rescue.
have been worse.
And you have yourself a quantum chip and more refugees. A grand total of 2,000 more refugees, to be honest.
Scotty, if you do that sound effect for all 2,000, I will shoot you. Every single time he does that, a chakram flies towards his head.
It halts and hovers right above his head. Da-na-na-na. You've got a chakra.
Right this way to the airlock.
You've got no air.
Do you get your chakra back every time, or do you just have 2,000 chakras?
Well, we do have a lot of scrap now, so if I can kill him by burying him under the weight of 2,000 chakrams, by God, I'll do it.
Zora just kicks
Zora's
Imperial Guard
standing by the-
strategy.
Zora's just standing by the printer like,
Plus
Man,
2 organic
Brannigan
material.
strategy.
Sheer.
You mean the Sat Brannigan
Fucking-
strategy?
I'm willing to send wave after wave
After
of my
wave
own
of my
men
own men
to
against them.
succeed. Right, men? You suck!
You suck.
I love that
I love
Brannigan.
that show.
The
I love
best.
that show.
I think
The
he is
key to
the best
victory
character.
is the element of surprise. Surprise!
Right.
At least we're not using the Stalin method.
That is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Zap
that's
Brannigan method,
worse.
though. That is the Imperial Guard method as well.
Imperial Guard
It's the
method
same
is basically
strategy.
many of you will die and not
Some of-
return, but that is
all
a
of you will
sacrifice
die.
I'm willing to make.
I'm
All
willing
of
to
you will
make,
die.
yes.
That is the sacrifice I am willing to make.
The Imperial Guard
Yes.
strategy is just throw everyone at the enemy and hope that the enemy drowns in their blood.
There's the
Yeah.
reason why they're called the Hammer.
Unless you're Sly Marblow, and then, in which case then you'll just kill everyone by yourself.
No, he's the scalpel knife of the Imperium.
Even
Sly
Inquisitors.
Marble is just an Universal assassin that failed.
No, Sly Marblow is the thing that Eversor assassins are afraid of.
Honestly, have you ever seen
Yeah,
read the
he's-
1d4 chant of Sly Marbo?
He beat a Necron in a staring contest. You don't mess with
The
Slime
memes
Marbo.
of Sly Marbo is the best. Next to, there's only one thing that's better than that, and it's the things that Trazen the Infinite have stolen.
Anyway, okay, back into Dark Matter, because I could talk about
Right.
this for a bit.
The refugee rescuing takes a brief trip back to the ring world, and a very long escort later, you get them all to hospital facility that Overseer runs there to make sure that they're all right. Some other medical drones, as well as the help of Dr. Tepish, make sure that some of these creatures and beings are able to walk or don't need excessive medical attention. Dr. Tepish assists with a lot of this out of her own kindness, because living things are interesting to her, and all of these things are alive. So that's interesting enough. For her, that's the reward. And you do note that her little digital scanner she uses on every single one of them that comes in. You know that gives her all of the genetic details of the creature that she scans. And she literally helps both out of her own kindness and for her own reward. So in that particular instance as well, she assists in their recovery.
She just got the galaxy or the universe's largest deck opening.
Yeah.
From all of the refugees.
Exactly. To her, this is like the lottery. You're just like, here, can you help heal these people? And she's like, it would be my pleasure.
Oh my god, a holographic shiny Charizard.
Oh my god.
Exactly. Right.
First edition?
Yeah, pretty much. So she helps and also helps. So, and that recovers some of the refugees. You know, some of them will probably be laid up for quite a while. In the time you were gone, you note that the Overseer tells you anyway, a message was sent from the Thry-kreen that you rescued a while ago. And they have stated that all of their eggs have hatched, and their broodlings are happily learning from Overseer on how to best assist in the function of the ring world. So they are learning, and you know that Thry-kreen do not take long to grow up. In 1 year's time, they are an adult. So it doesn't take them long before they're really ready to be useful members of society. And they have established their own little city of sorts and have started trading some goods and services and things that they can do with the city as well. So they've already sort of integrated themselves fairly usefully into the city. Overseer also notes on a separate note altogether that your friendly neighborhood Scytherai that was formerly a member of your team, whose name I have written down here, but I lost somehow. Deborah, also has reported that there are now 5,000 new fungus creatures that are members of your ring world as well. And that the hive mind that you rescued from the Draco Lich's planet has also established itself in one of the biomes on your ring world, of which you've never visited any of the biomes, but one of them is now the fungus that you rescued.
We wanted that, right?
You have it now, whether you want it or not. So that all has happened, and give me a brief moment. I have to go help with something. I'll be right back.
All right.
Roger.
Okay. I'm looking at ship upgrades, and I'm trying to figure out how you calculate the shields. So, like, you can add a shield generator on there, but it doesn't say how many points you get.
It's usually 10 or 15, I think.
Huh.
Oh, he just got paid to hug everybody. That's most of his fights with him. It's just he hugs them and then wins.
Just sucker punch him.
Genuinely can't stand how he boxes.
Can't stand how he does anything, but hey.
Fair.
I hear Collie talking to the dog.
Yeah.
Dog wants to find me so badly.
Oh.
She misses Dad.
I see it now. Installing a shield generator on a ship that doesn't have one gives it 8 shield points.
Nice.
And you can upgrade it with Overshield. which increases the maximum by 6. And you can just keep doing that, I guess. Or maybe not. Never mind. It doesn't say you can stack it, so I assume you can't stack it.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the 1d4 chan thing of Trazen, and one of the things is steals Creed himself after the fall of Cadia, and crossed out, blundered into allowing Creed to infiltrate his collection. Fucking hell.
I'm trying to remember what book it is, but the guys over at Adeptus Ridiculous on YouTube did a book club. I know both you and I watch them.
Infinite and Divine.
Yeah, that was so good. Like, I barely know anything about Necrons.
I loved his entire episode of Trazen. Because they did an entire episode on just Trazen that wasn't the Infinite and Divine.
He's always a joke to be the Pokemon Master, for those that don't know.
Yep.
Essentially, he's an alien robot pharaoh, a Terminator pharaoh dude, who just has little cubes that are equivalent to Pokeballs. And if he finds someone or some creature that he really likes, he just kidnaps them in those cubes, and he has like a shit ton of those. So that's why he's called the Collector, right?
It's so weird.
He also fights with random bullshit.
Because I was like super hardcore on 40k for so long, and then Silver introduced me to Warhammer Fantasy, and now I'm like, I think I want to play Warhammer Fantasy more because I've been playing Total War Warhammer 2 a lot, and I fucking love the Tomb Kings.
They have
fair enough.
Their newer minis seem way better than the Warhammer ones.
I really like the Warhammer ones because I don't like generic.
Also, they have Vampire Pirates, which is fucking radical.
Magic has that too. It's really nice.
But there's also in the 1d4 chain, there's things on Trazen's must-have list crossed out. Magnus the Red's favorite eye. Magnus has agreed to provide things for his collection in exchange for being left intact.
Every time I hear 40k, my brain just defaults to that fucking the one episode of If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Leave me alone! Ah! Where? Oh, right. No flags risen. You're a strong one, laddie. Good thing they didn't use the wolf twits on ya, or you'd be right fucked, boyo.
Oh yeah, explaining how space wolves become space wolves.
Just shove the Canis Helix into my forehead and throw me out to the wilds, please, and thank you. All father willing.
Oh, space wolves are so stupid. It's so great.
One of my favorite things in Warhammer 40k is the story of the All Guardsman party.
Yes, the All Guardsman party is a fucking treat.
Yes, I love the All Guardsman
What
party.
was even better, the Adeptus Ridiculous did a drunk reading of the All Guardsman party, and it was just pure fucking chaos.
I also love the 1d4 chan page on BattleTech because it's probably the funniest goddamn summary of BattleTech I've ever heard.
Sorry, another thing in his potential things he wants. Enough DACA crossed out, and then in green text, what did we say about that? No, what did we say about that?
What did we say about that? Ah, God. If I ever get back into 40k, I don't even know what I'll do. Like, I want to be sisters again because they actually have models now that I can afford.
And they have an actual
a codex,
up-to-date codex now.
Yeah, but like I'm also like, yeah, but Necrons though.
Necrons are pretty cool.
Also NIDS. Thanks, US.
Yeah, NIDS are great.
I don't like how they developed the Necron lore because they they were like these basically just nihilistic creatures that want to kill everything. Like they had like this sort of like backstory of like they reached for something, but I don't know, like now they are more in the sense of like they retain more personality from their before lives, and it's kind of, I don't know, like I like them when they were just like literally stone cold killers.
Oh no, 1d4 Chan's dead. What the hell?
I got praising the Infinite up there.
Yeah,
in potential things Trazen wants as many cat girls as possible, along with a selfie with each one of them, and as many kitsunes as possible, along with selfies and a shrine to their name. Fucking hell, I love it. Any 100% reliable information about the Alpha Legion.
You're muted.
A photo of the Space Wolves' shocking reaction when Trazen smashes the cure in front of them to the cure for the curse of the Wolfen. Bonus for Logan Grimmar shaving his beard in shame.
I mean, if I really,
Honestly,
I think if I was going to be a Space Marine, I'd probably make Legion of the Damned, just because I love how Mary Sue.
No,
They just show up on fire and they're like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Hera, another one, the joke one's an atheist word bearer's Marine.
Well, if I were to play Space Marines, I would make that trans Space Marine order, which is entirely within canon and which would like just annoy the heck out of a lot of like 40k fanboys. So that's the entire reason. It is 100% lore friendly.
An Emperor's Children Marine who shows restraint. A calm, rational world eater Marine.
That's impossible.
A clean, disease-free Death Guard Marine.
Also impossible.
I mean,
Actually,
there is.
He could have got them
Hera.
before they turned into Plague Marines.
No, even before that too, because a lot of them were very much like half of the Death Guard were from the Plague Planet, the other half were from Earth.
Yeah.
We promise this isn't a 40k stream.
It isn't?
Right.
No.
Small detour aside.
We talk about anime on this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
No. This is the one. That's the corruption one. This is the Warhammer 40k podcast. Remember.
There's a lot more
No,
Warhammer
this is the
40K.
Blitzkrieg podcast now.
How many mushroom people did we get?
A lot. Also, nobody used
it
that
was
fucking
5,000.
mushroom. Nobody used those mushrooms to break a fucking living goddamn jail and kill a city, okay?
You do know
not the
that
boss of
the
me.
mushroom people are all drones of the hive mind that you saved from the Draco Lich's planet. The hive mind was the planet, the fungus that grew over the planet. And the helpers or the fungus people are the drones that service the hive mind. So they can do anything the hive mind wants them to.
So wait, we saved Princess Peach?
I was about to say, did we help them set up their own kingdom?
Kind of,
They're
yeah.
the Mushroom Kingdom.
Kind of.
I have a
If
question.
Princess Peach were the planet and the people that lived on it were the toads, yes.
Oh.
Are there like little mushrooms and are there big mushrooms? And when you take the little mushrooms, they run to the big mushrooms and the big mushrooms just like punch you across the entire fucking screen?
There are some of those mushrooms here too, yeah. It's advisably not good to make them angry.
Don't bully the small
They just kind of one punch and you go flying. Yeah, it's not good. It's very Dark Souls 1. But that reference aside, it's just I like where you went there. That was exactly yeah.
It's one of the funniest moments.
Right,
that
yeah.
happens to you.
Right. There's a lot more citizens in your city than there were when you were here last.
For maximum entertainment value, you do the what is it emote. Because then you're like this, and then when they ragdoll you, you just really go fast.
You know, fly. Yeah, it looks awesome. It looks awesome.
Hera
I've
introduced me to
intentionally
that.
made them mad just to watch myself go wee.
I remember the exact moment I stopped playing fucking Dark Souls as a series other than Bloodborne is I got invaded by a dude and he didn't even attack me. He just fucking bowed to me and let me try and hit him and then sidestepped my ass till I fell off a cliff and I went.
Honestly-
I stopped playing multiplayer Dark Souls 1 and 2 when I ran into a guy in the first game who walked up to me and he was a hacker, and just used one of the boss attacks that covers the battlefield and swords and instantly killed me. And I was like, oh, cool. And it's not even a spell you can learn. And like my brother was watching, he's like, oh, he's a hacker. And I'm like, all right, I'm done playing online.
that is you can learn that spell. I think it's the Grave Lord Soul something whatever. No, way worse is I was also first time invaded by a hacker, and he one hit me with a weapon that inflicts curse.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Oh boy. That's great.
Yeah. That was the exact same thing I had when I was playing what is that fucking game? There's one of a fight. It was a what the fuck is it called now? I'm blanking on it.
How do you play it?
It was on Xbox for the longest time. It was a Xbox exclusive fighting game.
Oh.
Fuck.
Anyway, when that happened, I immediately turned off multiplayer and restarted my game because I had no idea how to get rid of it.
The fuck was that game called?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like super into that game, and I was playing as Hisako, and I got really good at her, and then I was like, I'll try online, and I got fucking bodied by some dude playing Saberwolf so hard he literally stopped attacking.
Killer instinct.
Got on mic. Thank you. Got on mic and told me, please hit me. I feel bad. And I was like, all right, I'm never playing this game ever again.
Welcome to fighting games.
I don't want your
Yeah.
pity.
Right.
The amount of times I've played against people where I think if you look at my current Steam account, there is a person on my account who is just like, fuck you, you piece of shit. To me. Let me see if it's on my Steam account though, because that is one of the proudest things I've ever had.
So
Let me see.
So are we going to do anything about this demonic static?
Yeah, we should fix that. We gotta fix the comms. I gotta call mom.
Okay,
Yes.
what are we gonna do?
All right. Well, a brief maw trip and galactic trip later, which I'm not going to roll the encounter table at this point because we're nearing the end of the session, and this is a good note to kind of wrap on. We're going anyway.
I was about to say, I think we're all fine, and we did start kind of late. If
Right.
you wanted.
Well, we can keep going a bit longer if you want to. That's fine. And you make it to the ECA because the Elven government pays for your trip there and back because they want you to fix it. And the quantum chip is delivered, and they install the quantum chip, and all the communications arrays all turn on and start working, and everything seems to work great. But the demonic static is not gone.
God damn it.
Can I roll a
everything
tech
works,
thing?
but there's a demonic static in the background. You don't think it's technology. It might be an arcane check.
Spoofy. Let me double check.
I have a decent arcana.
I'll just go with my pure brain intelligence arcana.
Anyone who wants to roll an arcana check.
27.
I'll roll an arcana check. Woo!
I was about to say you know well of the dark arts, Zora.
All right. And this particular dark arts is definitely something that you want to know about if you succeed. But I know Zora did. Who else tried?
I got an 18.
And I rolled high, so 19.
All right.
But silly
I
found
got
a
a
rock.
nope.
Me.
That's a nat one.
Oof. Helix is busy eating something.
No, Helix
Nice
thinks this is like if you play it backwards, you get like like it's actually like some.
If you
heavy
play
metal
it
track or
backwards
something.
and forwards at the same time, it'll play a song.
Play it backwards, and it's like, don't go to school, stay home, play
Video games.
Smoke weed every day.
smoke weed every day.
John is dead. Who's John?
God. Me.
You're not John.
I feel old for saying that because I know a lot of people probably like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Are we talking
Homestuck,
John
right?
Jones, John Crichton, John Smith? Which John are we talking about here?
John dies at the end.
Or, sorry, Paul is dead, not John. Is dead.
Spoilers!
Paul is dead.
I think you're wrong with saying John.
was thinking Elton John for some stupid reason. That's not right. No, but anyway, I miss being able to just play stuff backwards on vinyl or whatnot.
Eh.
Eh.
It had a good novelty.
For me, it was just like whatever. I prefer the convenience of being able to play music wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah, that probe
isn't there a
is way
site?
higher. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to say, isn't there a site where you can literally link any video on YouTube or any audio file and it will automatically play it backwards?
Yeah,
for you?
probably.
Oh,
Yeah, there is.
there you go.
There 100% is. Because, name anything and there's probably
Zora,
something.
you are
for it.
the only one that succeeded.
Shit.
Oh,
So
shit.
smart.
Yeah. But I sent you a private message.
I got it. I'm reading. Forgive me because I will not be able to RP this properly.
There's a
No,
moth.
that's fine.
Zora's
Do
just
what you
like
can.
Zora's just like, I'm gonna be in that verse over there. I'm gonna take 3 mod jumps by everybody.
Yeet.
I sense a disturbance in your in the verse around Zora.
Stop doing that. I told you to stop invading my privacy.
You hear via telepathy, sorry.
You hear me screaming back, stop it!
You hear back you hear back telepathy, you don't need to shout.
I know I just lore
Shocking.
dumped on you, so do your best there. I apologize.
No, it's fine. I'm trying to get better at this, and the only way to do it is to practice. I throw another chakram at Delgar. It's going to be my practice from now on. Just cardboard boxes and chakrams to the back of the head.
Cardboard
Dog
chakrams.
treats.
More deadly than you
Do dog
think.
treats.
Say again, Vex?
Dog treats.
Really?
If I was
You
Lunari,
dodge
yes.
a chakram, you can dodge a ball.
If I was Lunari, I'd be 100%
Oh,
about
God.
that, but my character would also really hate you.
No, but the Winari's chasing after a chakram that I just threw. It's like a frisbee.
Got you with your mouth.
But does it know how to fetch, or will it keep the chakram?
Well, that's the problem. If he catches
mean,
it,
no
it's a
take,
critical hit.
no
He doesn't
take,
have a
only
jaw.
throw.
Well, I was gonna say a Winari chasing after a chakram would probably be close enough, and then just spawn its defragger arms and punch the chakram into non-existence.
Well, it's either that or
I
as
could-
they're trying to chase the chakram, it gets to the first person. Chakram hits the person and rebounds off, and then the defragger just right into the person.
And anyway, because we are just really good at not being
Yeah,
focused
off
tonight.
topic with that. Right.
I have
the note.
still have I have no idea what this static is coming from. Weird.
It's an epic spell. This one may be an entire universe in size, and it is connected with the demons. This is bad.
Oh, I can't call mom?
Probably not until we take care of this.
What does this mega spell do? Just cause a minor
Not
inconvenience?
mega. Epic spell. Larger size.
Hang on, I'm telling you.
Hang on, somebody's telling me.
That's okay. I can wait on your left lobe, left hemisphere of the brain.
You know those chakrams bounce back, right?
If you catch them. I can steal the shit out of those chakrams.
Oh, you don't
What
have to
kind
worry
of
about getting hit with them.
You go
What
to
kind of
throw them.
damage?
You go to throw them. They're just gone in midair. Where'd they
What
go?
kind of weapon? What kind of damage do they do?
1d8 plus strength.
No, I mean like damage type.
Oh, radiant.
Yeah,
Because they're
I
like
can
the
steal. I
replacement
can
for mine.
fucking clep your I can clep your chakrams from you.
I think my
Raid
gauntlets
Shadow
prevent that
Legends?
from happening. The gauntlets they're attached to, but
It should because I
universe.
literally I can
Maybe the damage itself, but not the physical chakram.
I can probably just bounce it back at you. Actually, I think is what it is.
ooh, that'd be good for combos.
Literally, it's like you can deflect bolts of energy with your bare hands as a reaction.
Well, that it's not a bolt of energy. It's a ring of energy around the melee weapon.
As a reaction, a ranged weapon attack which deals cold, fire, force, lightning, necrotic, or radiant damage.
Even though this is considered a ranged melee attack?
It is. There's no such thing as a ranged melee attack.
Oh,
It's a thrown weapon, whatever
It's
that
a
is.
thrown weapon,
Right,
which is
right,
still
right,
a
right.
ranged attack.
sorry. Got
It's all
confused.
good.
I'm used to spells, not weapons.
It also can do spell attacks too.
Okay, I sent you the other half, Zora. Sorry.
Okay. Pardon me for just a moment reading the script.
It's all good, all good.
So how about that weather?
Oh, boy.
How about that Disney Plus?
Yeah.
I have no clue because I've never looked at it.
The reason we're still hearing it is because it's merging two realities, ours and the daemons. They must have a very powerful broadcast tower, very powerful psychic focus to be able to do this. We need to find it.
Great.
Can I try to jury rig a thing to triangulate the psionic wavelengths of the mystic babble to find it?
Technobabble.
With Zora's help, you could do it, sure. You can't do it by yourself because you don't know how the spell works.
Zora, we can find it. Together.
Start working.
I know we have our differences. This be the better for everyone in the verse. Will you help me help you? Help us all?
Help me, help you, help everyone.
I help because if I didn't, I would be one of the idiots that died in this universe. That is the only extension.
You shake Dalgar's hand.
No, I do not. If anything, I would reach for it and cut it off with a chakra. Throw that back, you piece of shit. She'll help, but it's begrudging help. Especially since she's the only one that can apparently focus on this particular disturbance.
Cue the non-copyright
You
version of Push It to the Limit.
You identified the Arcana check, or you rolled high enough to get the Arcana check necessary to identify the spell. You're the only one that knows how to build how the spell works to work on the arcane side of it that he's building the technology to detect. But you do see on a more generalized level, while the two of you brainstorm in character about how to build that thing, you do notice that
We explode.
Sorry, question. You do notice that the Silver Fleet seems to come up on the radar of the communications array now. And it looks like all of the Silver Fleet, however many craft there are, because there's a lot of them in their armada, are all going back to one location.
The Omega 4 relay?
Zoom
The
in
location
and
that you're all very aware of is the location of the Cosmic Ooze.
So, yeah.
The quarantine part of space that no craft has returned from, except, of course, theirs.
So yeah, Omega 4.
Yeah, Omega 4 relay. I didn't realize how accurate that was until he finished.
Yeah, you got
talking.
it. You nailed it.
Holy shit.
You
would
do
we
note
be
also
able-
something else that a lot of you are aware of. Sorry, I'll get to it in a second. You note that every single planet in the verse seems to have a craft from the Silver Fleet leaving it. Every planet. Especially the ones that are occupied.
That's a few thousand,
Especially,
at least.
especially the one you're on right now.
Oh no, our ship's leaving. What?
Thankfully, you're on the communications array. It's not a planet.
The
But
communication
you
rate
do show
is the
notation
ship.
that there was a
Is,
Silver Fleet craft that was here.
Is a ship leaving from our ring world that I forgot what the name was?
Nope. You notice
Okay.
that part of space seems to be empty.
Can we
Okay.
follow it? As I just
No,
see
it's
if like
a
we would be
failed
able
dinar.
to join with it,
Triangulate.
but keep like a distance so we're not dealing with the ooze. Just to like stay close enough that we can keep like long range viewing.
The information from the communications array will allow you to use that basically to triangulate the location of the Cosmic Ooze.
Yeah, that way we don't have to put ourselves in danger of following it.
Or getting too close to get absorbed by, a cosmic
ooze.
nanite swarm.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
Should we follow?
Did we not just go over this?
So that's a no.
We triangulate their positions using the data from all of their ships. We can track them at this point. Why would we follow them?
You all said that the Silver Fleet is the only thing that's able to combat this. At least combat it and be able to get back out.
Yeah, and if they're the only ones that have been able to get out alive, I don't really trust our chances at this point. I'd rather just wait for them to come back if they choose to.
But if they
what
don't,
happens from there.
we would lose our one thing that would be able to leave.
A163RT kind of chimes in, who's been standing here the whole time but hasn't said anything because he's a giant toolbox. Or it's a giant toolbox. Technically, they can travel in and out of the cosmic ooze because they are spreading it. Any world or verse they have visited, they have deposited nanites from the cosmic ooze somewhere on that planet. Without destroying the cosmic ooze itself, this nanite swarm will consume every planet in the verse, unless I am able to get to the cosmic ooze to stop it. Unfortunately, your craft is not built to be able to detect the nanites to navigate me there.
Mm-hmm.
Once we have the detection and quantum drive, we should be able to get to where the cosmic ooze is, and I can at least stop the cosmic ooze, although it does sound like these daemons are a separate problem. Multiple main stories. I'm crazy.
Wow.
So many problems.
Out of control.
Get too old for this shit.
Push it to the limit. As Delgar and Zora have a montage of making something to...
Talurra, I'm getting too old for this shit. Looks at age, is over 100 years old. I'm too old for this shit.
That montage is mostly just Zora bossing Delgar around as much as possible, considering.
Oh, I was thinking it'd be like BoJack Horseman, where you're like the Labrador Retriever, or I'm the Labrador Retriever guy, and you're BoJack.
I've not seen that. I have no idea what you're
Okay,
talking about.
BoJack's Mr. Depressing guy, and I keep forgetting his name, but the Labrador is like way too overly optimistic.
A Labrador is a Labrador.
And he keeps thinking he's BoJack's best friend, but BoJack hates him.
So basically, Axel's character to Sakald in our Ghost of Saltmarsh.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Quetzalli is off in a corner sulking.
Oh. Dalgar, seeing as if you would like to help. Oh, there's a wire I can't quite connect, and it requires someone very finesse, even though I have really high dexterity. If only someone had a flexible spine could get in there correctly.
Or telekinesis, but I refuse to say that in character.
Yeah, both of us have telekinesis, but shh.
Yeah, exactly.
Quetzalli, I know what I'm being pandered to.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do, but okay.
I like to think you're like going backwards or something.
Yeah, she like bends herself over backwards and goes into the crevice to get the wire.
Like the music just stops, and you just do like that one thing. Just push it to the limit, and it just goes back to doing the rest of it.
Just straight up like Kayako crawls towards the wire.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm thinking of the in the newer Xbox Killer Instinct, they have like this crazy Japanese ghost lady.
Sako.
Is that
Yeah.
what
That's who
Sako
Alt
was
was
my
playing.
main. Yeah. That's who I got bodied as.
It's curb stopped. But yeah, Talurra, while they're doing all this, is going to start looking at her data she got from the ship.
Okay.
Time Meriel has been compiling some information about the captain of the Silver Fleet so we can have a better idea of who specifically we're looking for, what they look like and sound like, so that we can't really be surprised or caught off guard by his presence. If anyone would like to see, I have a digital hologram on one of my many tablets.
How many of those were legally acquired, and how many of those were stolen?
I don't have to answer.
You're not the cops. I don't have to answer that.
Nice try, officer.
I'm not on trial here.
You are.
Hey, Talurra, what flavor of Gatorade is this?
Right. Meriel holds up like a little imaging device that displays this captain, and he is wearing a advanced Space Marine battle suit that is just bristling with all sorts of different weaponry. Specifically, it also looks to be, like they described, kind of alive, but in a way that looks quite disturbing. It almost looks like it's hard to tell where the suit and his skin are separated in some parts. And it does show he doesn't have a helmet on at all. He's just walking around like without a helmet on. It's presumed maybe there is one that is with the suit. Maybe not, though. I mean, you don't know. It all looks so weird. And even his facial features seem sort of just glycery, like almost like they're slimy somehow. And it is complete with an audio file, presumably from some audio that maybe Meriel herself recorded of him. And you get to hear his voice. Those of you who've heard this voice before, there is no relation to the times I've used it before. So, excuse me. As I have stated, prepare the entire fleet. Move the whole armada back. We must protect the ooze. I'm aware that they have the solution. I'll be taking care of them myself. And that's the part of that you hear from the hologram. Zora, I've sent you a message.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Zora is completely on edge.
How much does this guy actually look like me?
Nothing like you at all.
Okay, good.
His suit does not look like it functions like yours. His suit is actually very gross to both you and the other part of you.
Okay, good.
Both parts of you are disturbed by this guy a lot.
So we walk up to
bastard
Helix
that
at some
wiped
point
out.
while we have all this. Oh, sorry, Zora. Go
Zora's
ahead.
talking. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just, that's the bastard that wiped out my flotilla.
So we punch him?
Much worse than punch.
Oh, I mean, I can kill people with punches.
So can I.
My aunt taught me how to do it. It was pretty rad.
We just need to get to him.
Helix just looked between Talurra and Quetz. Is like, what the fuck?
What?
What?
It's what I do. You've seen me fight, haven't you? You've
My
seen
aunt's
that.
really cool.
It sounds weird when you say it like that.
Quetzalli,
Also,
we
I
should
watched-
spar at some point.
We should. I am not great because like my aunt only taught me so much, and she leans in real close to Talurra and is like, I learned a lot from watching anime.
I still don't understand what this anime is, but
Oh.
okay.
Well, I can do this, and she like forms her hand into like this form and just goes spirit gun and actually shoots the blast.
Alt, the best part of that is I've watched that anime recently again and I loved it. I'm like,
Yu Hakusho fucking slaps.
I forgot how great that show is.
Your friend
Easily
needs a jump
my
match
favorite.
because he was down for 10 seconds after I started counting. Oh,
Oh,
why didn't you
say so?
jerk ass?
Your
The
guess best.
Should mention to add a bit
Ever written.
sprinkle of more drama to the matter. You do, from what Zora had stated, know from previous conversations with Zora, at the least, know that Zora is the last of her people. And this particular assassin is the one who wiped them all out.
So we should definitely go there so Zora can beat them up
Yeah.
and kill them. I have no qualms against it.
But I do, and it's clearly he's a threat.
I mean, as long as I'm not the one doing it, it's fine.
I don't care. I can do it.
We cannot go underprepared. He wiped out an entire flotilla.
Yeah, right. I know. But I mean, we got us and you got your cool stuff with your crazy psychic powers.
You also got the
And-
ship.
and Meriel has some stuff, and Talurra has some stuff, and also we have this company of mercs.
All else fails, we do I know of this very famous thing. I believe it's called the Yoast. You just crash the ship into your enemy.
I've heard of the Yoast strategy. Doesn't it involve self-sacrificing?
Maybe, maybe not. It depends on the situation.
Depends on the ship.
Depends on the ship.
I believe it. I believe it was Captain Yoast of some kind of spaceship captain that blew up a moon.
I also heard he literally crashed a ship into a castle once, and also
You know,
someone's
the only
mom.
type of weapon capable of blowing up moons, or at least coming close to it, is an arcane warhead. And the only peoples who have a very large stockpile of those is the orcs and goblinoids who live in the war zone, and they're unlikely to share.
Orcs.
Fun
Whenever
fact.
I hear orcs now, I always think of the Warhammer orcs forever, and
These
I'm like,
orcs
oh
are
god,
definitely not made out of fungus and don't speak with British accents.
damn.
Fun
Scotty, what are you gonna say?
fun fact. You saying that's the only weapon that could do that kind of damage to a moon? Huh. Maybe that's the exact thing I pulled for Test Wave 1.
Yeah.
Weird.
That's literally what you pulled for Test Wave 1.
Well, it's the only one you know that could successfully blow up a moon. You do know that there are more mega weapons out there that can do quite a bit of damage. You've heard rumor of the Redlock AI having one that is particularly deadly, that was called Project Red Dawn, that harnessed the power of a neutron star. So it was able to fire massive gamma ray bursts capable of wiping out not only the atmosphere of a planet, but all life on it.
Shit.
And
You know from what you've taken from the Redlock facility, it was used to wipe out all remaining replacer life and the entire atmosphere of the former human world of Earth.
Sick.
And just an aside for the strategy of throwing a ship at them, nobody ever said it had to be one of our ships.
That's true.
That's true.
And you also note that he has an armada, so he's unlikely to come attack you by himself.
I mean, he said he wanted to take care of us himself, so
Well,
He did.
I also want to point out that actually it's not that hard to like wipe out a planet or something like that. You just need some rockets and a really large rock. That's all you need.
That works too.
I mean, the
Yeah.
Warhammer Orc battle moons.
I was
I
actually
mean-
thinking what killed the Batarian planet, but
That works too.
When in doubt, virus bomb and then fire.
I mean, I was gonna say if he comes with an armada, he's gonna be on his flagship, and at that point we can just like sneak on board a boarding party, and maybe Dogar would be nice and let Zora borrow his cool not lightsaber. What'd you call it? A
Laser sword.
laser sword, and then you can reenact that scene from that prequel of the Galaxy Wars movies where you go on
That's
to
also
the ship
copyrighted,
and act
Al.
like I don't care and act like Sarth Blader and kill a bunch of fucking people in a hallway with the lights off, because that would be cool.
what the devils are
That
you
seems
talking
very oddly specific.
It is
It's also very much
Look,
not.
I just want to see someone make a goddamn reference.
Quetzalli, I am your father.
Thank you.
Do it yourself. Be your own reference.
I am my own reference. I just use spirit gun. You want to see what else I can
Yes.
do? I can also stop time. You want to see that?
Okay, Dio.
If you
I-
stop time, you
Actually,
wouldn't
I
see it.
Out of character, I straight up only picked spells that I can make references to anime.
Nice. I dig
I
it.
love that.
So you're
I
gonna get
love
time
that.
stop at some point if you can.
Oh, I already have it.
Oh, you do? I thought it was a higher level than we could get. Right
Wait,
Or not.
Wasn't-
time stop,
how
I
have you have time stop? That's
Yeah,
like a
'cause
ninth level
That's like a
spell.
ninth or
Yeah, I have something else. Hold on, let me check real quick.
if you have anything that manipulates time, I have levitation and we just need a steamroller.
Perfect.
road roller. And no, time stop is ninth.
Yeah.
Zawardo. Anyway,
Yes.
And you could really do that pose well for Dio too. You could bend
Yep.
even further back than that motherfucker can.
oh, I have delay. That's what I have.
Yes. Okay, I'm like, there's no way you have time stop yet.
No, I have
But either
delay.
way, let's focus. We need to get
So
there's so much shit we need to do. God fucking damn it.
the elves are very thankful that you've repaired the communications array.
Oh, yeah.
You do know that you can now send and transmit communications throughout the verse if you don't mind a bit of demonic static in the background. And you do know that the demonic static is part of some very, very bad reality merging spell that the daemons are attempting to cast, of which you're not sure how long it takes to cast said spell or where to go to stop it quite yet. But Dalgar and Zora are working on some sort of device to at least find out where it is. So that may give you a general idea of where you need to go. Whether it'll be easy to stop that or not is the next part. But you do know your primary objective at this point is to definitely stop that cosmic ooze from consuming all the life in the verse.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Then the daemons are probably the second on that list of things to stop.
Yeah, I think right now we need to really get some quantum chip and fix those sensors. So
Also,
we can
yeah,
little bastard,
now
come
you
over
need
here.
to find a second quantum chip and get some sort of nanite sensors constructed, as well as,
let's just find an American senator. He'll know where nanomachines are.
Nanomachines, son.
That or just rename nanomachines to oil and watch it do their work for us.
I smell
Same
oil.
All right.
It would resolve the same problem.
So
Exactly.
what do you propose we should do then?
I think if we go to find another quantum chip, we'll probably find a way to modify our sensors while doing that, or get resources to help us in that endeavor. Right?
The verse. Would I know of a certain chip that was a prototype that never got fully made that has a quantum chip in it? One about the size of a moon?
That's no moon. It's a space station.
Knowing the location of that said particular device, you don't know of.
Okay. Can I roll a history check
But
to see
the
if I
rest
could...
of you have generally heard of Project Red Dawn.
Can I roll a history check
Yeah.
to see where I could think of in the verse where there could be another one?
Everyone could give me one for that, sure. Anyone who wants to, give me a history check.
I'm gonna say Talurra doesn't because I don't think she was awake during that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm currently thinking,
Dirty.
would I even be
actually,
awake?
Speaking of that, like I know that Helix's was Talurra's date of being picked up written in her thing, or was that redacted as well?
No, actually, almost all of yours is recorded.
Wow. So how?
Only the dates and times are redacted.
So I don't know how old I am then.
No.
It's still a mystery.
You still have no idea.
God fucking damn it. Well, at least I'm old enough that people recognize me still. So that can still be 300-400 years for elves. So
right, yeah.
I'm just gonna say Talurra's sitting out. She has no clue what any of this is.
A dirty 20 for history.
Age question mark.
I'll say this much.
Dirty
Zora
20?
Sorry.
Go ahead, Zora.
I was just going to say Zora is completely sidetracked by something else, so she doesn't exactly care about history at the moment.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Quetzalli is debating either talking to Helix about stuff or going to bother Dr. Tepish about stuff.
We're not near
Got
Tepish
it.
anymore,
Okay.
right? Because Tepish is
you
back
can still
in the planets.
communicate with Tepish.
True.
Also, she's sending that message to her mom, even with the demonic static.
Mom won't mind if it's static.
You're
Yeah.
just happy you called home.
Even if it's that kind of static. It's not that.
Ah, Doom Eternal Static. Got it.
Yeah, it's Doom Eternal static. kind of. It's a little more dark than that.
The
No, I was gonna say, so
specifically
it's-
the Coliseum
Kill your
music where they're
I was
going like
gonna say it's just
Yeah.
yelling "rip and tear."
No, it's just repeating "kill your family" over and over. Again. You just tuned into the "kill your family" channel.
Kill your family. What's the matter, kid? You never watched Kill Your Family show before?
That
I'm
is just
explaining
the-
to my mom.
Ah, hey
That is
son,
a
what are you
reference.
doing with that knife?
That is just the reference that keeps on giving. It's always a treat to break that one out.
I can do the Marrakesh-tar voice way too well.
You really can. It's really impressive.
I've
You got a
practiced
lot
a
of
lot.
practice. So I was likening the cosmic ooze as like a virus to my mom because she's asking how the game is going. And I told her that we need to stop it from like eating organic life forces And she said that since it's a virus, we should give it some chicken noodle soup.
Of course.
Flawless. Give some chicken noodle soup and some water and some Gatorade.
Hell
Problem
yeah.
solved.
Hey, Doggar, I now know what to name your new lightsaber.
No,
Chicken
we
noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup.
no we do it the South Park way, where you take $10 million and you grind it up until it fits in a syringe and you inject it.
Money
Perfect.
solves everything.
Okay. You have your message, Doug.
There might be a chip in the Marthoth system.
What the hell's a Marthoth system?
It's there.
You all know what the Martoth system is. You all went there and contracted the Xenoplague, fighting the phase beast of Martoth
that's
19 to
right.
rescue
The more.
rescue
Oh, the
Dr.
more.
Tepish's wife.
That's
That
right.
was
The
fun.
more.
That was
The
The
more
signal.
thought system.
The signal is right here. As he zooms in a whole bunch.
He
I
points
remember
towards
saying-
Martoth 19, the very planet you were on. The one that just recently got glassed over by radiation bombing.
More
Yeah,
thought
that's
system. What?
As a joke, I was gonna take his hand and move it over to the correct planet, but I guess that won't work.
When you point to the planet, Quetzalli's like, "Oh yeah, that place."
Place
No.
that's supposed to be gone.
Oh.
I think that might be impossible to go there now after what Dr. Tepesh did to it.
If we
It
want-
may be possible with proper radiation shielding. Enough life suits could get you through the radiation. But whether or not the Redlock facility is usable is the other question.
Yeah,
We could scan it from space and not risk being infected.
that is definitely a better idea.
The freighter is equipped with scanners that could be modified to detect a Redlock signal.
And perhaps we should do that. Then.
Technically, Helix and Talurra emit a Redlock signal. I could triangulate that into the scanners to pick up any base you may encounter.
Perfect.
That could be
This is
useful.
alert talking.
All right.
Perfect. Then that sounds like a good plan. Anybody else have any other ideas? Then I guess we're going
That's
with
the
that.
best plan we have. Quetzalli, at least we don't have to deal with the phase beast this time.
Yeah, something else will eat me though.
No. We'll make
Snicker.
With
sure.
the amount of radiation bombing that the planet subsided after Dr. Tepish's learning of the Xenoplague, it is unlikely there is any life on the planet, plant
you.
or otherwise.
Thank you, alert. And then the radiation's gonna eat me.
I don't think
It's good if
radiation
you're
gets
If we
Suits
had
function.
if we had power armor, it would give us some protection of radiation. Oh wait, wrong universe.
Talurra smirks.
Actually,
I have
you
that
do
covered.
have a type of armor that is a life suit. You have the marine life suits that some of you are wearing.
I also have a
that
life
can go
suit
into
mech.
deep diving. Sometimes. Yeah, and you
I also have a life
suits.
suit
There's
mech.
life suits.
There's a legendary magic item in Dark Matter called the Titan Frame,
Yep.
I
but that's a
know.
legendary
I've drawn it.
magic item.
Yeah, but I think we have two more of those life suit mechs.
Would,
Yeah,
would
you have
Helix,
two light
Should we
Max.
print
Three,
more
you
of
have total
them?
three.
would Helix personal
You
suit also
could.
protect her?
Haha.
Your suit would protect you.
Dalgar pulls out his tinkering tools, aka a screwdriver that has sonic emitters, and he fixes up the computer to the printer to print up duplicates of those suits.
Also,
How
I
much-
forgot.
how much
Each
scrap?
light suit mech that functions like the one Talurra has is 10 mineral scrap.
I
Ooh.
forgot that my life suit mech has the fucking medic paint on it because Talurra's like, I like
It's
that one because
white
I can
with
commit
red
war
cross.
crimes with this one.
And technically, nobody can shoot you because that
Yeah.
would be a war crime.
Exactly.
Okay, so these are what are these suits specifically? They're not life suits. They're
It is a mech, which gives you a bonus, a stack of extra hit points,
30.
and it functions just like you do, but it's large size.
Yeah.
So you become one size category larger, and it gives you a little bit of extra hit points.
It's Space
functions
Marine
as a
armor.
life suit, providing it's not been broken.
It's Space
It's
Marine.
like
armor,
the Space
pretty
Marine
much.
armor from Warhammer without violating copyright.
how many do we have before I print it?
We have 3 before because I know the Shorty Squad all had one.
Yeah. Like I said, you also know that you have the armor, the marine armor that
Yeah.
you got from the starting planet. also counts as a life suit that can never be broken.
Yeah,
so
we have the
some of
marine
you
armor
could
as
wear
well.
that. That would be a life suit.
We have
Eisen doesn't need
14
one. Eisen already
deep-
has that. on.
and neither does Helix.
Yeah.
Helix
So
is
you
Helix
literally
doesn't
we
need one.
only need one.
Quetzalli is just looking
Or
at
two.
Helix's weird, like, bioorganic thing. Like, I gotta get one of those.
If I break down the deep sea pressure suits, would that same material be able to be used for one mech suit, like a 1-to-1?
Helix just looks back and is like, this one's, it's like unique. It's like,
If you use 2 mineral scrap with one of the marine suits, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can just stay on the ship. I really don't want to go back to that planet.
We should have everyone just to be safe. I know you don't
I
want to.
hate it there.
Quetzalli, nothing's alive there anymore. It's a completely
It'll go
different
better
thing.
this time.
So
Besides, you don't want to be left alone anywhere.
So
What if
two-
something finds you somewhere else and then you're alone?
2 mineral
punch
scrap
it.
and a deep sea pressure suit per mech
Yep.
suit. Got it. Okay.
Yep.
So I've done the
And I think
calculations
you have
on
like
our.
15 deep sea
Yeah.
marine suits. So you guys have
I-
access to those.
I did the calculations, and I guess Dalgar's working on the printer and making everybody's mech suit. So literally everybody in the party, whether we're here in person or not, has a mech suit.
I mean, Dalgar doesn't need one because Dalgar is a mech suit. Literally,
No, I'm
Scotty,
not.
we only need
Eisen.
not Dalgar, Eisen. We only need like 2 of them. Because right, we have 3 already. Helix doesn't need it because Helix has her personal suit. And Eisen has his personal suit. So you only need 2 to make 2.
Okay. I'll retract the little bit I just did there. So
Sorry,
no
Ted.
change
I mean,
of the
you
deep
could
sea
still
pressure
actually
suits.
you could actually use them to save mineral scrap and just use 2 of the deep sea pressure suits you have and 4 mineral scrap. And then you saved on deep mineral scrap, and you're never going to wear all the deep sea pressure suits that you have.
I don't think we need to. We can't stack the deep sea pressure suits.
Yeah, they don't stack.
we can't
so-
Voltron them together.
No, they don't work like that.
By
Okay.
the power of Grayskull.
They were
I
made by Altera. They only do one thing.
I switched things around. Regardless, we have 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just minimized the amount of scrap
so-
usage.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm not going to have you even make a check because I know your modifier is high enough that you'll make them easily. It's pretty simple.
It's a +8,
It's not
so-
super. Yeah, it's not super difficult. You easily succeed that.
so the passive makes
you-
it. Got it.
Right. You make 2 more, and now there's enough for everybody. And you are you all going to just take a trip there now?
You
I
might as well.
guess.
Quetzalli, don't worry. All else fails, we punch things.
Okay.
right. And you
I saw.
a brief space jump
Are
later.
these like the prawn suits in Subnautica? Like, do they make us
Basically.
taller? Stuff.
They actually
large
do make you.
size.
Yeah, you're large sized when you wear them. So providing you're inside it, you're a little taller.
We can be
Shorty squad
mecha
slightly
nuns.
I mean, sure, if that's what you want it to look like.
Hell yeah. That or the Grey Knight one,
I'll
but the Grey Knights suck. So
I'll just take an elemental suit, please. From
there is
Battletech.
there is Golem skin in
I just
the
want
Dark
a
Matter.
battle. I just want the battle.
I just have a cross
Right.
on my thing. I am painted to be a medic. I will do harm.
Mine has a laser sword with 2 wings on the side, representing the Order of the Laser Knights.
What a nerd.
Let's see, does anything crazy?
Why, yes, I am a nerd.
Nord.
I believe I am not of
Yen?
Norse descent. Sorry, it
Or-
sounded like you
or a
said
massive
Nord.
racist.
On the way there, you guys find 5
Iron
random
belongs to the Lord.
mineral scrap.
Oh, hey, nice.
How much?
It's
5.
just
5.
floating. 5 random mineral scraps floating around in space.
I will add it to our stuff.
I
Another
rolled from
fun
my
addition
random
to your
space
collection?
encounter table, everyone. For the first time this campaign,
to my collection.
you rolled the random space junk. So you found random space junk while you're traveling along. And it was a grand total of 5 scrap. So some busted
Rich.
satellites and a bunch of other stuff. You get 5 mineral scrap
I was
that you
trying,
find floating in
I was
space.
trying to think of a joke thing where it's like too many of this specific item and nobody buys it. Like, oh, what that cluster of junk. It looks like a bunch of VHS cassettes for O.J. Simpson's workout videos.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
The
by way.
juice. I love the juice. I don't.
All right.
Just a bunch of junk.
And you reach the Martoth system. The scanners detect that there is no signs of life on any of the planets here at all. And there is a very large amount of radiation present on Martoth 19. Thanks to alert's modifications, it also detects a redlock signal from Martoth 19. And alert reveals to you, this is no ordinary signal. This type of redlock signal can only come from a redlock Titan craft.
Titan craft.
According to the databanks of what you've already discovered, this would be one of the redlock administrators, one of the AI responsible for ruling over Redlock's council.
Another one.
This Titan may be one of the Redlock AI council.
Can we get visual of where the signal's coming from?
Sure. A scan ping later reveals a cavern that the Titan craft is parked in.
What does the Titan craft look like?
It looks like a city-sized spaceship, stretched very long and thin. There aren't like many layers to it.
Okay.
Maybe 8 or 9
So
levels.
It's not a big
All
ball
of
with
them
a
are-
laser that shoots out of it. Got it.
No.
So it's
But it's
kinda like the
it's
Citadel?
very like city-sized as far as its actual size goes. It's shaped like a giant wedge, but in a very narrow, thin shape, much like a giant flying red spike. The front of it is actually looks like a ramming device. If you can imagine a city-sized spaceship ramming into something, this is totally capable of that. The weapon loadout shows 2 rail guns, 14 autocannons, 10 missile bays, and 6 hangars that could deploy fighters.
Partridge in a pear tree.
It is there.
Wow, 5 golden rings.
And it looks as though from the scan that most of the operations of the external parts of the craft have been damaged. And it does not look like their dark matter drive has very long to function.
All right.
They may not be able to fire any of their external weaponry.
Well, that's at least one good thing.
Although there's something inside the craft. We can't scan it from here. Their hull is lead lined. The scanners won't penetrate.
Well, I guess we'll have to go in and clear it out the old-fashioned way.
Punching?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, it may be prudent to know this appears to be the very epicenter of the entire zone.
Okay,
Maybe
I want
there's
to
a correlation.
Maybe.
I don't want to go back into Xenoplague.
Well, we're going to have to at some point.
Can't we just nuke it from orbit?
We already did. They already did that.
Technically, it
Can-
already has been.
Okay, but can we do it like better?
No, probably not.
The detonation of 4 thermonuclear devices were present in the area. The hull is undamaged.
Don't they have like orbital lasers for this?
Buried this deep into the earth, it would require quite a powerful laser.
Fine.
Dalgar looks at what he can, but since we can't look at the interior of the scan, I can't find a way to salvage the ship, aka get the dark matter engine running so I can get it into orbit. At least. But I doubt that.
We'll probably have to figure that out through when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows how damaged the dark matter engine is?
Yeah.
Well, I could at least
And how
safely
many
have it
weaponry
deactivated
the-
so it doesn't make a black hole.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That improves the odds. At least if it deactivates, you won't have to worry about anything being powered by electricity. So if there's any autocannons on the inside, that might protect you from any protective turrets. which likely the AI administrator is going to be in charge of.
Oh, definitely.
Weren't the Redlock artificial intelligence, according to your databanks, responsible for all sorts of atrocities? Not just the ones committed to you. Weren't each of them responsible for some sort of atrocity?
That sounds so far so Redlock. So yeah, probably.
Perhaps this particular Titan craft is responsible for the entire Xenoplague. Maybe it was manufactured by Redlock itself.
Probably.
If that's the
That
case,
sounds
then
like them.
they would have had a cure for their own administrators.
Or
The
they just
administrators
use
are artificial intelligence. They're not organic. They would be
They-
unaffected by the plague.
exactly. They don't give a shit. Most of them wouldn't come anywhere close to it.
To them, it would be nothing more than an experiment. Unfortunately, the experiment that cost billions of lives.
I believe what I remember hearing from Helix, that is what they call acceptable losses.
Yep.
It more than likely is, since their enemy is organic life.
Maybe in a little bite. Fine.
All right.
Mm.
Well, we should get down
we will
there.
stop there
Yeah, that's a
as
a good spot.
everything's
Yeah.
ready to prep to a nice jump down into a Redlock Titan craft to harvest a quantum chip.
Finding a,
With
And now
Quetzalli
finding
being
a chip in a
very
haystack.
excited.
Are we orbital dropping?
You very well are be.
Because I don't think we want to get too close to there.
As long as I don't dig my own grave, I'm happy.
No, I mean, if we hit the ground, you'll dig your own grave very quickly.
If we have orbital drop pods and we're in mech suits, that'd be very possible. For us to
No,
do.
it's
There's
actually
orbital drop pods for
I
the
mean,
mech suits.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
was
we
gonna
have
say,
we
battle
have
tech. That's actually a common mechanic is orbital hot drops.
Yep.
Because they wrap their mechs in like these ferro titanium like pods and just launch them.
Yeah, that's actually why now all of you have mechs. You can just get into one of those and drop.
I mean,
You know.
literally, drop pods are very popular in all sci-fi media. Because
Yeah.
it's a fucking great visual.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Prepare
it's
to
amazing.
drop. Hold on, I have a meme for this too.
Of course you do. There's a meme for that.
Yes, please share it.
Great,
I will share it.
definitely.
All right. Plugs?
All right, so we will stop there, and next time the party gets to find out what is inside that Redlock facility and which administrator is in charge of the Xenoplague.
It's me.
So we will start with some plugs. We will start with Meryl.
Okay. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Colliloquie. My commissions are currently closed at the moment, but I will let everyone know when they're back up. I'm contemplating changing my prices a little bit and adding some more disclaimers about like how long it will take for pieces of art to be completed. And sorry if I was a little flighty this time, adjusting to some lifestyle changes at home.
That's what happens when you got a puppy.
got us a dog. It was cool.
It's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Amity
Oh,
is the best
cute.
dog.
You got to be sharing pictures.
Oh, I have like an album. I had to hire a dog walker because I had to work 12s. Like I always work 12s, but like, yeah. So I hired a
I
dog
wasn't
walker.
home.
Yeah, Collie wasn't home. So I had this dog walker come over and she took like a literal album worth of like professional grade pictures.
Aw.
Really good pictures.
I've just been keeping it on the down low because it was a surprise for Collie. So
Very good surprise. She's perfect.
Oh,
And Alt is perfect.
hey, how dare you?
That's a good transition. Alt, you have any
Damn it.
plugs?
You can find me at Altaziel on Twitter. That is my main Twitter. I also have a secondary Twitter, which is pretty much dead right now because I haven't had time to start working on it, but it is called Lightship Comics. I will be posting a webcomic at some point on there. So look forward to that at some point. I don't have commissions at this moment. I probably won't for some time just because I'm still getting used to everything. I am also on a bunch of streamed games with a bunch of these cool people, but I'm sure they'll plug those. And I may actually start streaming on my Twitch again pretty soon once I get my capture card. So yeah. Also, I was thinking about doing readings. Because I have like an entire fucking bookshelf back there of every goddamn BattleTech book ever made, and there's not enough audiobooks of those. And with my background as a theater kid, I can probably do an entire fucking voice acting cast of that. So we'll see what happens.
Cool.
Now that you said you'll be doing a comic, you've breathed it into existence, and
I've breathed it into existence, so now it has to happen.
it'll be good.
Awesome. Well, it is great to hear. I'm sure a lot of people look forward to that. And that'll be great to see.
It will probably be very mecha related because
Of course it
that's
is. It's
kind
you.
of my it's my thing. So
No complaints here.
Just have to remember to get one of Sahelanthropus from you.
yeah, I like Sahelanthropus. Oh, what a cool design.
Zora, do you have any plugs?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I've got nothing. I just wanted to say that in the accent.
Nice. Worth.
I like it. Helix?
Yeah, so tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. EST, we are playing on Fractured Moon D&D here on Twitch. We're playing Masks, Starfall Academy. Yeah, that's me. That's it. Vex is there.
Talurra?
Well, aside from what Hera just said, which, come see that game. It's great. We've broken the timeline. My character's jackass dad broke the timeline. So come see that. It'll be entertaining. Aside from that, this coming Thursday, we also have Saffron Academy coming up, where we are going to be getting into a conflict. We're going to be confronting my character's girlfriend, who may or may not have stolen a bunch of shit and then framed her sister. Also, she's a vampire, which no one knew except for my character, even though it was obvious as hell. Like, come on, guys. She's a goth in a school thing. Of course she's a vampire. You can find that at, like I said, Fractured Moon D&D. That's it.
All right. Well, obviously, last but not least, the very channel owner, Scotty. Any plugs?
I guess I'll have fun. The next game that will be on this channel will be our Icewind Dale Ram the Frostmaiden game. This upcoming Wednesday, June 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I believe the group has run into a lot of different missions that they could do in 10 towns. They got apparently a white moose they got to deal with. They got
all the missions.
They got some guards and outside Targos got super murdered by something with a big bludgeoning weapon that they don't know about. There's a guy that got lost while escorting adventures up on this mountain called Kelvin's Cairn. So they got a puppy dog with them named Boy, who's helping them out. So we'll see where it goes from there.
Boy.
We made that joke like immediately.
I've made that joke a bunch.
Like a billion times. It's
Dog
awesome.
of Boy.
I joked he had a tiny little bow and arrow on his back.
Can I turn into an animal? Can you turn into
an animal?
This fucking Jedi son.
Stay tuned, everyone. When we go back into space here, we will all find out exactly what's inside that Titan spaceship. And as always, we'll see you next time, Space Cowboys.
Bye. Don't turn into animals.
Don't do it.